Direct impingement, proven, reliable. Piston, proven, reliable. But is this one truly cleaner than direct impingement? Could direct impingement last longer than piston? Ooh, these are some tough questions, and today we're gonna find out just a little bit under suppression, of course. And I'm not talking about those fancy flow-through silencers. No, I want back pressure, and so we're gonna be utilizing the RC2. Let's do this. Welcome back, everybody. Clint today with Classic Firearms, here to have a little fun running about 100 rounds each through some piston and DI uppers that we've got here from LMT. This is a complete LMT rifle, the R20 Estonian reference rifle, and of course their upper receiver that is direct impingement. Both of these have about a 14.5-inch barrel. This one is 14.5, this one's 14.3. I figured that little bit of a difference wasn't that big of a deal, okay? But all I want to do is run both of these suppressed with the Surefire RC2 silencer that's wrapped in the Liberty Defense silencer wrap. And I just want to see how dirty they get. You might be thinking, well, that's kind of boring. Well, that's because this is part one, or I should say a prequel to our collaboration with Golden Web, who's going to melt down a LMT piston upper and an LMT DI upper, and we're gonna see which one performs better, or ultimately which one fails first. And so go ahead and drop down your hypothesis, what you guys think might happen, down in the comments section below. But with that, I want to go ahead, I've already got the DI gun separated here, and since YouTube's kind of funny, I can't show you like disassembling or taking this gun apart, but I just want to go ahead and show you that these guns are clean. So when we do this test, you'll notice that I've actually got a nickel boron coated bolt carrier group. This is one of those premium bolt carrier groups that is offered that, yeah, you know, does a pretty good job. It's nice, smooth, very light coat of oil on it. You'll notice that it just has some stains, but it's not actually dirty. When I rub my finger on this thing, you'll notice that that's just, it's clean, all right? That little spot is actually a blood blister from putting a honey badger together, so that's not carbon or anything. I don't know if that even focused or not, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. So with that, you'll notice, like I said, it's clean. Great. Other thing, for all my Marines out there, you're going to really appreciate this next bit, because this was a pain in the you-know-what to get as clean as I did. The chamber there is a pain to get completely clean, and your boy did it on both of these rifles. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and disassemble the R20, and we'll go ahead here in just a moment and start getting into this. It is cold out here, by the way, so I'm losing that dexterity in my hands. Thankfully, I've got my AR takedown tool that makes life a little bit easier for me to take this stuff apart. But I want to go ahead and disassemble this one and show you guys we're working with two very clean guns here. Here is the piston bolt carrier group for the R20. Obviously a difference in operating systems. For those of you that don't know the difference, really quick. With a DI gun, those gases are traveling down the barrel after you pull that trigger, coming up through the gas block, which is found right here on this gun, traveling down a gas tube, and then into the bolt carrier group that you see right here into the gas key. Those gases are then pushed through the bolt carrier group, exiting out the side of the gun. This will rotate, allowing this for, you know, to cycle, and then the buffer pushes this back forward, this chambers again, now you're ready to shoot again. The gases on a piston gun mostly escape right out here, which you might see in today's video, and then there's a op rod or a piston that actually travels down the length of the barrel and then strikes this part right where the gas key would be on the bolt carrier group, sending it rearward. No gases actually travel through the bolt carrier group, so naturally this should be a much cleaner shooting gun, which we're getting ready to find out. Now, I am not just gonna straight up mag dump 100 rounds through each gun. I wanna kind of get some training or some use out of the rounds, not just waste them. So if you wanna fast forward through this part, or maybe the editor just wants to have some fun and put some cool clips together of me just running drills back here, go for it. But I'm gonna put these guns together and just start shooting, and then we'll come back after 100 rounds each and see how dirty they are. Okay, so that went really well. No malfunctions, no issues. It's only 100 rounds, so it shouldn't be a problem. But that does not smell all that great. I am hoping it's showing up on camera just how hot this got though. But the Liberty's Defense suppressor wrap it's doing just fine. And that was 100 rounds. I mean, it wasn't like the straight mag dumps, but I mean, it was 200 rounds through each gun. Well, 200 rounds through the suppressor with this wrap on it. We'll let that cool off and we'll come back, let the guns cool down, and then we'll take them apart and just see how dirty they got. Again, fun little thing just to see. I mean, if Piston is truly much cleaner than DI, we shouldn't see much change on this gun whatsoever, and the DI should be pretty filthy, even after only 100 rounds, right? So let's see. Jesus. Okay, so we've let them cool down just for a bit here. Let's go ahead and I've got them separated upper and lower. Here is the lower to the piston gun, the R20. You'll notice that the buffer is filthy, all right? And I do have a nice clean paper towel for each gun, all right? Just into the, remember when I, swiped the hammer before, there was no carbon or anything. Obviously we're getting quite a bit of carbon built up just on the hammer alone. Okay, the lower receiver is filthy, and again we can just see all that pretty clear, I think. Okay, let's just pinch the sides of the hammer. Yep, and there you go. That's that part right there. So again, it's dirty. What about, this is the part that I'm really excited for, the upper receiver. Okay, the upper receiver, I'll go ahead and just remove the bolt carrier. I'm going to touch back in the buffer area so you guys see that. Remember before the LMT was so clearly visible? It's pretty dirty now, guys, if you ask me, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and take the paper towel, wipe that, and yeah, there you have it. That's just, I mean, this paper towel is getting filthy, right? So we're definitely still seeing a lot of carbon, a lot of gas coming back into the system for a piston gun. All right, let's talk about, my pinky for now is clean for the most part. In fact, there you go, pretty spotless, okay? Now let's check out that, again, here we go. Yeah, I can tell from my point of view just how much dirtier it is up in there, but let's go ahead and reach up underneath here. It's still a little warm, and yeah, we're looking pretty dirty there, guys, right? All over the place. So again, that's just a piston gun. All right, what I'm going to do now, actually let's check out the charging handle as well. I showed that on some B-roll where it was pretty clean. It's definitely not clean now. All right, so, and that again is only 100 rounds, and exactly why you want to oil and clean your guns after shooting suppressed. All right, okay, what I'm going to do now is go and wash my hands and try to make them completely clean like they were when I took apart the two guns and before I started messing with the piston gun. So I'm going to go clean my hands off really quick, and then we'll disassemble or take apart the DI gun and see how it does in comparison. If you do any shooting, I would totally recommend getting D-wipes. There's those D-lead wipes that do a good job at removing all the lead particles and carbon from your hands, because that stuff is toxic, and if you're eating, smoking, drinking, handling children after you're done shooting, something like that, it's just not good. So D-lead is, D-wipes are good things, and they do a pretty good job at removing all that crap, Keep in mind, that's a blood blister, not a really dark stain of carbon. Okay, all right, direct impingement, my Mark 18 lower with the 14.5 DI upper from LMT. Again, fresh paper towel that you see right here. Let's go ahead and show off the lower like we did with the piston gun. And yeah, that thing's gross, all right? Is it dirtier than the piston gun? I'll let you guys decide. The H buffer that I have on it, yeah, it's pretty well caked on there, pretty similarly to the piston gun, okay? Let's check out the hammer. Again, I'll just swipe like I did before. Yeah, it's dirty. I mean, what do you expect, right? Okay, let's pinch the sides of it again. Again, clean portion, pinch the sides. Yeah, it's just dirty. I mean, what do you expect? 100 rounds suppressed, and DI naturally should be dirtier. Okay, it craps where it eats. As I explained the operating system, you should understand what that means. Okay, and you guys can't see it, but down in there, I mean, it's pretty gross. Okay, I mean, you guys might be able to see it. Even the threads, just where the buffer sits, I mean, it's just all caked on there. I'm really gonna have to get in there and do a deep cleaning once I decide to do that again with the Mark 18. Okay, the upper. Let's go ahead and just show this off really quick. Remember how clean that nickel boron coated bolt carrier was? Yeah, it's not that way anymore. And that's of course because those gases are being expelled right here as well. So that would make sense. Well, let's go ahead, separate. Well, I can't show that on camera, can I? But that's okay. I didn't show anything being disassembled just yet. This almost looks like a Parkerized BCG now that I've got it disassembled. Remember how shiny it was before though, right? I think it's safe to say that DI just gets dirtier, but it runs though. That's not the problem with DI guns. They get dirty, but boy howdy do they run, okay? And again, this nickel boron coating, I mean, that stuff's just wiping right off, which is pretty nice. Okay, the upper receiver, the charging handle, show that off. You guys remember how, I mean, I can just, yeah, right, yeah, that's dirty. All right, so there you have it. Okay, now let's go ahead, again, got a clean pinky again here, and if you can see up into the upper receiver there, you can just tell it used to be a little shiny in there, not anymore. Okay, let's get in here. Now, this isn't the most scientific test, obviously, but from what I can tell, it's definitely dirtier, the DI gun is. All right, so, but is it that much more noticeable, the piston over the DI? I don't think it is, to be completely honest with you guys. Are the trade-offs that you get, you know, are they better with a piston gun? Because a piston gun is supposed to be cleaner shooting, right? But it does have a couple of setbacks, like for instance, they're naturally heavier and not as accurate because there's more moving parts connected to the barrel. Unlike DI, you just have a gas block and a gas tube that runs to the bolt carrier. So it's like, well, DIs are naturally lighter and more accurate, but they're still very reliable. Piston guns are supposed to be cleaner. They're typically a little bit more expensive. So it's like, are piston guns truly better? I guess we'll find out when we do that collaboration with Golden Web and we ultimately melt down a piston upper and a DI upper from LMT, and we find out which one lasts longer, because we're just going to go until they don't. If you're not familiar with Golden Web, check out his channel. He's done meltdowns of all sorts of different manufacturers' upper receivers, and it's on a full auto M16 lower. So, woo, it's going to be spicy, if you will. And again, I got to shout out Liberty's Defense for sending me the suppressor cover, because this thing's holding up nice. And if you shoot suppressed, especially under magnified optics, you will appreciate something like a decent or a quality suppressor cover. 200 rounds to quick succession. Obviously it heated up nice and well, but it's not damaged in any type of way. And once it cools down a little bit more, I'll actually take the can out. But there you guys have it. Like I said, not super scientific, but it is pretty, honestly, it's quite impressive to me. I didn't touch the underside of each of these. This is the DI bolt carrier group. This is the piston bolt carrier group. Just this alone, if you ask me, shows how much dirtier the DI actually is, which is pretty interesting. By the way, the bolt on this is actually black, so don't think that it just got completely dirty, okay? But to me, if you look at both of these, other than where I wipe down on the sides, right where the gases escape, well, not on the piston, but you get what I'm saying, it definitely looks to me as if the DI bolt carrier is dirtier. So it's no doubt in my mind that DI guns are dirtier. But which one will outlast the other? Before we clean it, maintain it, anything, I guess we'll find out very, very soon, so stick around for that. What do you guys think will happen down in the comment section below? Were you guys ultimately like, yeah, okay, we figured this was gonna happen, but you're excited for the next part of this? Again, let me know. And if you'd like to see other different types of tests, obviously accuracy testing after we do our reliability test will be, I think, pretty evident that that needs to be done. And yeah, this was fun for me. I got to run around and shoot a little bit and just get the heart rate up some and try to make impact, and made me realize I did not zero my ACOG before doing this, because I had to aim off the target right by about 6 inches or so to make impact. So what are you going to do?